What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the hardworking, happy 1 hour. My name is Sean.
And my name is Catherine. And as always, we'll be talking about... What are we talking about?
All things trades.
Trades, entrepreneurship, and turning your creativity into a passion career.
Well, I got good news.
What?
This episode can only go one way, up, because it didn't start off that great.
That
but
was a lackluster intro.
It was. How are we looking on that intro music? Have we made any headway in the intro music department? Was I not supposed to bring that up?
I think you were not supposed to bring that up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We'll get there.
Okay.
I mean,
Anyway.
not next week because I won't be here next week, but
Well,
at some point.
Don't give away all the topics. We're going to be talking about that. We have a little bit of a mixed bag of random thoughts, things
Yeah.
that we've been thinking, little current events, a whole bunch of stuff that we want to touch on. So it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I think what happened is this heat is getting to our brains and we have like a little bit of a mush situation. So there's a lot of topics that are going to like bleed into each other because we just feel like we have a lot to talk about.
Speak for yourself. My mind is sharp as a samurai sword.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Heat does not affect me at all. It has been hot, though. It's been a little hot.
It's really hot.
It's been a little hot this week.
Yeah,
But where should we start off? How about, hey, what about is it concerning that water in Florida got to 100 degrees? I don't keep a pulse on what the water temperature is supposed to be, but 100 seems high.
Yeah.
Is it abnormal?
It is bad.
Is
From
bad?
what I heard, it doesn't usually go over 90, which even to me, that sounds incredibly hot for water. Because like a hot
Yeah.
tub temperature is like 104. That's like a typical hot tub temperature.
And that's hot.
So to go into a ocean that is 100 degrees seems absolutely insane. And I went into the Chesapeake Bay recently, and that was alarmingly hot. Noticeably so that when I went into it, I was like, this has never felt like this before. Like what?
Uh-oh
So
situation.
it feels bad. But yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not a scientist, but I read about like how because of the heat, it's like bleaching all the corals and stuff. And they're doing some company is like saving the corals and making some sort of little coral bank for in the future that they can then like propagate coral off of these little corals to make more corals.
Corals.
I guess if the ocean ever goes back to a normal temperature, I'm not sure what they're hoping for there, but
Cool. Well, I don't think we have to worry about it. Until
think
it's like,
eventually we probably
until
all
it's like,
will
I
have
guess it's the only thing we all have to worry about. But for now, hopefully
For, like,
they're
today,
getting
I
that
think we're
figured
all
out.
right, yeah.
Okay, perfect. How about we had a couple current event things that popped up.
Yeah, aliens.
Aliens. This is pretty much the core of our focus on this podcast is aliens. So this is not a sidetrack whatsoever.
Definitely not.
Apparently there was some sort of I don't even know. I only saw like headlines and
Yeah.
a little bit of hearsay.
Yeah.
So could have been whispered down the lane, but
I read like maybe 2 real articles on it, but then people were saying really funny things on like Twitter, and then I went into like a rabbit hole of all of those things.
are you doing the thing Sarah does this? She says I read an article, but she really means I saw it on
Got it from
TikTok.
No, I did actually seek
You
out
read
information.
words.
I read
Wow.
words, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just because it was all very confusing. They're like, yeah, aliens exist. Or they didn't say aliens. They kept saying non-human biologics and non-human aircrafts.
Wow.
And they've existed, or they have had evidence of them since the 1930s. Which, man,
That's a
goes
long
all the
time
way
ago.
to the top. And honestly, if they've had this stuff since the 1930s and it's just coming out now, like that means that a lot of people have kept a secret for 100 years. That's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive, and it makes me think like
Could be not real.
could be not real.
And it was 3 people, and they were like one guy was like a Navy pilot or something. And I was like, if you were something important, they'd say like your full title, like chief commander of the, I was like, you might just be like
It's like a guy.
you're just in the Navy at that point, I
Yeah.
think. And then it's kind of like,
Well, was it that thing? There was like a couple years ago, some Navy pilots were doing some test flights or whatever, and they saw this object like kind of like hover,
Yeah.
and then like disappear, like go from a dead stop to like I don't know, like 1,000 miles an hour. Like they couldn't even track it.
yeah.
It was something like that. Is that what they were talking about?
Potentially. I do remember them saying something about how we currently have no technology that would be able to propel something forward have it stop and then reverse itself.
Huh.
So maybe that's what they were referencing. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Now, what do you think about it? Do you believe in aliens?
1,000%, yeah.
Do you believe
I
that they
was
have
saying that we would
visited
be-
this Earth?
That I'm not sure of. Because I feel like I mean, sure, maybe. They probably have like way cooler technology than we do, potentially.
Yeah.
Who's to say? But it does seem like a really far distance for anything like in the terms of our universe. But maybe the terms of our universe don't apply to those.
Other
But I feel
space
like
beings.
If we are a planet of people and beings and life and all that kind of stuff.
There's got to be another one somewhere
gotta be
else.
another one somewhere else.
Definitely. I agree with that. I do agree. But here's the thing. I don't like, why would they be trying to be secretive?
The government?
No, the aliens. Why wouldn't they just be like, yo, what's up?
Well, maybe they're not.
Well, I mean, like, they're
Oh, you mean they'd just like pop up in like the mall and they'd be like, guys, I'm an alien.
No, well, no.
Something like
They,
that.
they would just be like flying around in their aircrafts like, what's up? We're here.
I mean, that's kind of what they're doing. And the government is stopping them.
I just feel like there would be like more videos and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I don't know.
And also, I mean, the whole world can't agree on anything. And if everybody's agreed to like keep aliens secret, that's another really impressive task that
True.
seems impossible.
Yeah.
If they're
Nobody
like, yeah,
can
we
get on the
hate
same
all of you
page
for everything and
about
we're gonna-
anything.
We're going to rampage your country and all that kind of stuff. But we all agree, keep aliens quiet, right? You know?
That's a good point.
That seems unlikely.
That's a great point as well. So,
But it is fun. And the memes, top tier. They've been really funny.
yeah, I agree with that, and it gives a little spice to things. You know what they always say though?
What?
Well, there's two conspiracy camps. There's the ones that are like, it's a conspiracy that they're trying to cover up the aliens, and then there's the other people that are like, they're only talking about these aliens to distract you from this other stuff that's going on.
That's
So
true. That is so true.
who knows? Nobody can agree on why they're even talking about aliens, but
Conspiracy theories about the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
It's all too much.
I think, hey, we'd love to hear your thoughts on, are aliens real? And do we have to fear for our jobs? Are they good carpenters?
Oh,
Probably would be.
we got these aliens here taking everybody's jobs. That's the next horizon.
Yeah. People are already talking about that.
I know.
Oh, it was a joke.
It was a joke. It's
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
aliens taking everybody's job.
Tasteless.
Well, I guess they.
Yeah,
That is a word that people use. So
tasteless.
outer space aliens.
No class.
It's not something I say.
Just kidding. All right.
Anyway.
Let's talk about how hot it has been, and I want to talk about not just like keep riffing on like, oh my god, it's been so hot, but it's been.
So which way you're going? Like, let's keep talking about like global warming.
Let's
and
keep
aliens.
talking about that.
talk about-
No,
Or
let's
how
talk
hot it
about
is. The weather.
the weather. Working outside, there's been a heat wave across like the entire country.
Yeah.
It's been insanely hot, near record high temperatures, and it tends to make people go a little squirrely.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that, and the past 2 days, like the real feel or whatever, has been over 100 in New Jersey, which is
Not normal.
not normal. And yesterday, Sean gets to work. We've all been working in the morning, and Sean gets to work at like noon, and we're all like dead because it's so hot. And Sean's like, "What's up with everybody? Why are you guys so miserable?"
Everybody just seemed like they were in a
Everyone
mood.
seems like in a bad mood.
Yeah. Well,
So
I'm
it does
sorry. I was at
affect
the
everyone's-
I was at the accountant. It wasn't like I was just lollygagging around. I had a business
Yeah.
business
Yeah,
engagement,
business to do.
business to do. So it really does impact people's mood.
Yeah.
And I want
And
to
I think when you're in it, you don't really notice it. Like it's slow drip, but since you just got there when we had
Yeah,
already
it was
been
drastic.
in it for
I was like, oh my god, what happened? Who are these zombie people that I used to work with? Let's talk about how to keep people motivated. Like, why on a day like that doesn't everyone just say, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm quitting. I'm going home
Can't do
and
this
I'm not
anymore."
coming back.
Yeah.
Because it can be quite miserable
Yeah.
out there. Let's talk about some ways to get people through that, because it's also the very like busy time. The summer
Yeah.
always feels like, even though we've been working year round, there's just like this feeling of like the season, you know, the
Yeah.
seasonality of it, where
Yeah.
like it just feels like we've been grinding away for a long time throughout the year, and it's in that like lull period where it's just like it's so hot. You know, we've been just grinding through all these jobs. What are some
We have a lot
things
to do. You're working around people's vacations.
exactly? What are
A
some
lot
things that you can
culminating in
do to just like, you know, kind of keep morale up, keep people motivated through those times in the year where it's like it's not super pleasant to be outside working.
Yeah. I mean, I think just acknowledging that it's like super hot and letting people take breaks and like being like, this sucks, and we're all here in the suck fest, so let's just keep doing it but the best that we can, but like
Yeah.
encouraging people to take breaks and, you know, maybe do all those like nice things like buy tents or buy a ice water thing. What are those things called?
Cooler.
Cooler.
A
Full of
cooler,
water
yeah.
or whatever. Like, and just be, you know, mindful and stay on top of those kinds of things. Like being like, this sucks. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about this. We still have to get work done. Here are some things to make it suck a little bit less.
Yeah. I think maybe this weekend I will go out and get a tent,
Yeah.
especially because the job that we're working on right now, it's just
No shade.
it's in the middle of the woods. There's like a zillion trees everywhere except for the entire backyard.
Yeah.
So you are like completely baking out there. So those are some things I think you can do. I think next week I'm gonna try to be a little more conscious of you know, maybe stopping in the morning, get a cooler, get ice, like, and just fill up cold waters. That's
Yeah.
like just something good to have. Like everyone is
goes
pretty
a
good
long
about
way.
like packing, you know, plenty of drinks and everything, but if especially on days like where it's that hot, to just have like a cooler full of waters,
Yeah.
easy thing to do, and probably would go a long way.
Yeah. And I think we really need to encourage that people take breaks, because I know like certain people on our crew would be like, no, well, whatever, and stop being a little baby and just work through it. It's fine. We're all
Yeah.
hot and we're all sweating. But like at the end of the day, when you did take breaks and you like had a second to breathe, you're not like so run down that you have heat exhaustion. Like they'll appreciate it at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
I think that it's just, you got to be mindful of,
You can maybe drop that tough guy front a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
to be like, you know what, we're gonna work all day. We're gonna
we're gonna
get
work all day,
through
and
this.
then you're going to have to come back tomorrow and do it again. So
Yeah, let's take
you know,
some breaks. Let's take
a
some
breather.
water. Yeah. How do you feel about that, like middle of the season sort of a little bit of like a funk almost? You know what I mean? It's like, do you feel that way? Like the middle of the summer just feels like a little bit like, you know, you're just kind of grinding away, and it's
Yeah.
like you feel like you're right in the middle of it, and it's like, for whatever reason, I think being outside and working outside feels like there's a lot of seasonality to it.
Definitely.
Maybe that's because previously, like, we would work until end of December and then take off for like 8 weeks. So there was like a definitive start and end to the season where you get this big break. We don't really do that anymore because we're able to work straight through the year, but something about that still feels like you're in the middle of it and you still have a long way to go throughout the season, and you're working through the hottest period of it. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's hitting you?
I don't feel like I hit like a slump. I feel like it just feels so busy, and especially because we're working around, like we have this timeline, but then people are taking vacations.
Yeah.
And people
So
are taking.
selfish.
I know, it's really crazy. I'm on vacation in like 30 more minutes,
Oh,
but
it's not like you're counting or
It's like-
anything.
you know, it just adds something to work around.
Yeah.
And when someone's missing from a 6-person crew, like you really feel it
Yep.
because you have to compensate for that. So it's just like a bunch of weeks of that, because everyone takes a summer vacation usually, except for Sean because he's so tough and refuses to take any time off. But
Yeah, it's more of a personal issue, I guess. I don't know. I am
I
taking a
feel like
vacation
it
coming
just-
up, though. We'll talk about
okay.
that.
All right. It just feels very busy to me. Everything feels very busy. And then when you have that like heat factor to it, you also feel exhausted. So it just feels like a tired, busy. And it's only we're recording this on July 28th. So it's like just it's the end of July. It's like we still have a whole nother really hot month to go. And usually September's still pretty hot. So like almost 2 full months of like really hot weather still. So
Hot
it
heat.
kind of just feels like that whole dog days of summer thing. You gotta trudge through it. And
Yeah. I think I sometimes get lulled into this sense of, I feel like everybody has a voice to like speak up and be like, hey, let's do this. That like yesterday, Tom was like, did you bring us a tent or anything? And he was kind of kidding, but it's like,
yeah,
they didn't. And I feel like Tom's got a company credit card. Like he knows he can just go to the store and be like, hey, like I think we should get a tent. But
yeah, but that.
it should probably come from the top. Like, hey,
Yeah.
let's get a tent. And I think,
Yeah, and he shouldn't just be willy-nilly buying things like that.
well,
Like,
yeah,
that's
running
not-
by me
yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
can I? It's cool if I grab a tent.
He doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as we know. No, I do check the statements.
Yeah.
He's been very good about it. But I think sometimes as a leader or whatever you want to call my position within this company, you do need to be more proactive about like, you can't just think like they know I'll be cool with them buying a tent if they need
Right.
one. Like there can be a little bit of a disconnect there where like it's like I know it's hot out, but especially like the last week and a half, I've had a ton of calls and like just doing a lot of different stuff. So I haven't been like out there all 8 hours,
Yeah.
like in the like beating down sun. So I didn't really see how hot and like just what the conditions of working out, especially the last 2 days all day. I think I can be more proactive with just doing things like that, like jumping ahead of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
and just like encouraging everybody like, hey, if like you're out here and you're like, oh my god, it's gonna be hotter tomorrow, we should have a tent. Like I think everybody knows like I'm not gonna be like, no, you can't buy a tent,
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. I think.
Have I
think that
failed as a leader? Have I failed?
I don't think you failed as a leader, but I think that as a leader, you should. I think we rest a little bit on our laurels of like, oh, this is a fun place to work, but like we really do need to make sure that it's still an enjoyable place for people
Yeah.
to work, so they,
It's true.
you know,
You can't just
You
be
know,
like, come on, it's fun.
it's fun here. I'm so
Right?
sorry that you're like passing out because it's so hot, but like, you had
Remember,
fun,
this is
remember?
fun. Go on our YouTube. You'll see how fun it is to work here. Watch those videos. Trust me, we have nothing but fun here. That's a good point. It's a good point because it's like that right there. Like looking at our YouTube videos, a lot of people think that like, oh my god, it's nothing but fun and games. Like
Yeah.
all they do is joke around, and we do have a lot of fun, but sometimes it's like you really just have to like grind through the day. It's going to be like 1,000,000 degrees out.
Yeah.
And I think that is a bit of a lesson for me. I can be more proactive in my role as a leader and just, just especially on the days that I'm not going to be out there all day, like let everybody know like, hey, I'm thinking about you guys. Got you this tent. Got you this real nice tent.
Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah,
think that'd be nice?
That would be so nice. It would
agree.
be so nice.
Yeah.
I went to a concert recently and they had these big old fans with this like water tank and it blows the cool water onto people. And I was like, we should really buy one of those things. That thing was cool and it really helped.
Yeah, those things are quite amazing.
Probably pretty expensive. I'm not sure.
You can get
zero
like a
research.
smaller one, probably, but we would need one gigantic to cover the entire backyard. That would be sick, and just a
That would
cool
be
mist.
cool.
That would actually be amazing. Look into that for me, please.
Okay, I'll put it on the list.
Perfect. What else do you think that I could be better at? I mean, maybe it should be. I think being a leader and motivating your employees and your team it's always a work in progress.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I'm better at it than other times. Sometimes you can get a little short-sighted with where things stand and just how everybody feels on the crew, and especially in the middle of summer, it's like, you might need a little bit of extra zip from your leader,
Yeah.
Give me something. What can I do?
Something like specific or like vague.
Or incredibly vague. One or the other. Make sure it's not like kind of vague, either extremely vague or like extremely specific.
Yeah, I think it would just come down to like being proactive with people's needs, because I think on days like when it is hot and it's like I said, we have a fun workplace and we kind of are like, everybody wants to work here. It's so fun. We have so much fun. But if you had like just come to work today with a tent, I think that probably would have gone a long way. Like, oh, that was nice. Like he really did go out and get
about
it.
us. Yeah.
So like just doing stuff like that, because it's not like in the winter you might have a snow day or like a sleet day. In the heat, it's like we're not taking a hot day, so we have to be here. So like just doing a little something extra would be nice. Like, I'm not saying you have to. It would be like above and beyond, but it's just those little things that really they go a long way.
I agree. You know what? The one thing that has been a little tough is cooler situation, but I think
turns into a mold situation, doesn't it?
It always turns into a mold situation.
I've been here, so I assume that it is just turned into a mold situation.
For probably at least like 4 years, every summer I get a new cooler, but then like, you forget to bring ice, and it's just like old nasty water in there and everything kind of. But I think if we put Tom on that, like, hey, Tom, you got a credit card.
Good job at that.
Pick up ice every day.
Yeah.
Make sure it stays clean, and we got some nice cold drinks. I think that would be good.
I wonder if there would be a way to like institute like a water cooler.
That we did that once. That was even worse. Because then if you leave it for a couple days, then it gets like real nasty. Like the
water cooler.
Like, oh, you mean the one that you like plug in?
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Because then you're just buying the jugs and you just plug it in. I mean, we can plug it into the homeowner's house.
Yeah.
And then you just plug it in every morning.
You know what we should do? Just ask them if we can have full range of their house. Hey guys, it's really hot out here. Can we come in, please? Can you just open the door so it feels like we have some air conditioning blowing on us? That's something right there. That's a good idea. Well, anyway, it's something I've been thinking about a lot through these like difficult periods of the year, whether it's like super busy or it's super hot, or in our case right now, it's both. I'd love to hear other people's input on just how they handle it. Do you go into work earlier so you can get off earlier? A lot of people do that depending on how hot it is. So I think that's very topical right now, and I think it's.
But then you're working on the like person's house at like 6 a.m. They probably don't like that.
Maybe 7 a.m. Maybe an hour earlier. I don't know.
Something to think about for
Something to think about, yeah.
All right, yeah, I would love to hear what other people do. Well,
just to look at
how do you make it 1% better for your employees during these hot days?
You know what would actually be really good, I think?
What?
I think I've come up with the solution to this entire thing.
Yeah?
I think so. A mid-year party.
A pizza party?
Yeah. You know what? That's what we're doing. Next week, we're having a company party.
Perfect. I won't be here, and you guys can just have boy time.
Just kidding. We won't. We'll wait till you come back.
No,
but
I don't want to come anymore.
See, this is why we need boy time. No, it's fine. Seriously, I'm not even mad at all.
I know. I would only want to come to your stupid party anyway.
Yeah. I saw a funny meme yesterday that was like, it was like, my wife, I'm mad, and then it was like me. Again or still? I just thought that was really funny. I think a lot of people can probably relate to that. That's funny. Anyway, no, I think that would be fun. Like a mid-year party. It's always like around Christmas. Why is that?
I don't know. What kind of party are we talking?
Just like I don't know.
Where's this party taking place?
I'm not sure. I haven't really thought too much about it, but just like, a get together, fun morale boosting party, maybe some activities.
Oh, activities.
Some food and beverages, obviously. But,
yeah.
Did we ever end up doing a Christmas party? The last 2 years,
your
COVID
family got
ruined
COVID.
it. Yeah. The last 2 years, COVID just ruined it. Every date that we picked, it was like this person had COVID, and then that person had COVID.
Yeah.
I never got it, though. Remember that?
I never got it either.
Wow. Superhumans.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
We should test our blood, because we're superhumans.
Probably. All right, well, I think that's enough on the motivation end of things.
Yeah.
I know we have a couple other topics to get into that I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah. What do you want to go into next?
You got our
go?
little agenda here. Why don't you?
All right. Well, let's.
Should we spin a wheel?
Naturally into the vacation topic, so maybe we should go into the.
Oh
vacation
yeah,
topic.
great way to boost morale. Stop coming to work. Moralo, take a break. This is very important. Vacations.
Yes.
Yes. When's the last time you took a full week vacation?
I think it was 5 years ago.
It's too long, Catherine.
And when was the last time you took a full week vacation?
6 years ago. But when you love what you
I know
do,
it was your honeymoon, so it's kind of like.
what are you saying? That's not a vacation?
No, it is, but it's like
You have to.
you have to.
Yeah.
I never even took a honeymoon, so
Well, here you go. You got a week. There you go.
I had to fix my kitchen for my
Yeah,
honeymoon.
that's not even a vacation.
No,
So,
I
all
won't.
right, talk about your vacation. Do you feel like you need a
Okay,
vacation? Are you
yes.
burnt out?
I don't. I have had a really rough week, so I feel like I need a vacation. Up until this point, this vacation has been on the books for like maybe 2 months or so. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of like I really haven't taken a full week in a very long time, and I feel like this is something. This is like a. It was like a practice what you preach situation because I'm always telling people take vacations and take breaks.
Hold on.
What?
I've caught a lie.
What?
You took 2 weeks off while you were unemployed in between your jobs.
Oh yeah, there you go.
All right, you can't take vacation. I feel bamboozled here. You said 5 years.
2 weeks.
At least one. There was a lull. You took off a little time, but when you quit your job and then before you started here,
Yeah, that was 1 week. That wasn't 2 weeks.
just 1 week.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
1 week. It
Anyway,
was like a transition week. That
that was like, oh my god, did I make the worst decision of my life? It wasn't very relaxing.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see that.
no,
So
it
what
wasn't
did
like
I
that.
just do? My god.
Yeah, I think I used that week to like, you know, where you're like, I should like go to the dentist. Haven't done that in a while. I used that week to do a bunch of that kind of stuff.
How many times did you go to the dentist that week? A lot.
Once a day. Yeah.
Wow, that's
I
amazing.
think I got my license renewed. But yeah, you're right. I did take a week that time. So there you go.
There you go. I still think you deserve
Anyway,
a week.
Yeah.
So,
I'm taking a week now.
I'll allow it still. Good job.
But yeah, I am so huge on people taking time off, especially like people need mental breaks. You need to take vacations or just take time away from work. It doesn't have to be some sort of lavish vacation. And I always got in the mentality of like, I don't have anywhere to go. Why would I take time off? But that's not the case. I need to take that time. I need to make time.
Yeah, especially now you need to fix your kitchen.
And this, yeah, now I need to fix my kitchen. So that's going to be my vacation. But I need to do that for a while. So
Yeah.
it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't work too hard. Make sure you get some rest. Don't push yourself too much.
Yeah, yeah,
Enjoy this vacation.
Yeah.
Sleep in.
Sure.
Stay up late. Whatever.
I don't really like doing either of those things.
Yeah. Well, it's your vacation. I'm not going to tell you how to spend it.
I might go on a bender. We'll see. TBD, I guess.
That would be fun to talk about when you come back. How was your week-long bender? You look like hell.
Everything's fine. I'm fine.
So, yeah. What are your thoughts on just taking vacation? Should it be like a mandatory thing? You have
I
been
believe that it
talking
should
about
be.
that. You've been trying to
Yes.
push this vacation thing on me for quite a while now.
Yes, I believe that everyone should have to take 1 week off, one consecutive week off a year. And Tom and Anthony, like, they have their scheduled vacations that they do with their families every year, so it's never been an issue with people taking time off, except for you, Sean. You don't take time away.
When you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
Or when you are
You're saying everyone else needs a vacation from me for a week. I could see that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, you deal with a lot and you could use the break and a fresh set of eyes. Cuz burnout is real and I think that everyone deserves to have a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Maybe I will take a vacation.
Yeah.
Do I have to go somewhere?
It's
or I can
all-
just
No. I'm
Really?
not going. Well, I'm going to the shore for a little bit of my time, but then the rest of the time I'm going to be at my house. So, I think that staycations are good too.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Sarah would plan you some sort of something wonderful if you told her that you were taking a week off. So,
Okay,
I'm sure
well,
she would take
I'll
care
think
of
about
you
it.
in that respect.
Okay. I'll think about it.
Yeah.
I think maybe it could be nice. You know what's the tough part? It feels like I take a lot of vacations because we travel for work. Like I went to
We just went to Nebraska.
we just went to Nebraska. That was only like 2 days, and that
Yeah.
was like working the whole time. But like I'm saying, we went to Cabo for
That is true.
the
Yeah.
decorators trip. So that felt like a vacation for me and Sarah.
That's true.
Even though like it's not like I'm not able to like turn my work brain off because like it's a industry event. It's all anyone's going to talk about is decks the whole time. So it's not fully a vacation, but it feels like a vacation.
Yeah.
And I'm still taking time away from the job site, which is difficult for me for whatever reason. And so that feels like I've taken a week off, but I really haven't, I guess.
Yeah.
So something to think about.
It's time.
Okay.
It is time.
Well, I'm glad that you are taking your vacation, and I can't wait to see how. You know what? I'm gonna wait to see how refreshed you look, and if you look very refreshed, then maybe I'll take one. If not, I'll be like not taking a vacation because
It didn't even work.
yeah, she just went on a bender and it looks like hell. All right.
All right, TBD on that. We'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm
We'll let
excited.
the people know.
I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah. I wonder if other people have vacation policies of like making people take off. In the corporate world, that was very, commonplace. They
Really?
make people take. Yeah, you have to take a week.
Really?
But I feel like in the trades, it's probably the opposite. They're probably like, don't ever leave, please.
You're weak. And it had to be, you've worked places where it had to be like a consecutive week,
You have to take. Yeah.
or just
I
like,
got-
or like you have to use all your vacation days.
It was never you have to use all your vacation days. Those would like roll over. Some people,
But you
like,
had to take a week off.
you every year. I mean, I feel like most of the places that I worked gave like an abundance of vacation time. But everyone had to take 1 week off a year, and then the rest of the time at all of the places that I worked would like roll over to next year. So then
Okay.
eventually you just have so much vacation time you didn't really,
Have a job anymore.
you weren't even there anymore.
Yeah. That's exciting.
But it was nice because when the company that I worked for got bought out,
Yeah, they
you get
paid you.
paid out for all this
Really?
vacation.
How much did you
That was
get?
Nice. I don't remember. It was a lot though.
Really?
I had like a ton of vacation booked up, and it was nice. I mean, not to get into the details of that, but I got severance pay.
Okay.
I was offered a new job before the company was sold, and I still had to work there for like, I think it was like 6 months or whatever. But before the
Yeah.
end of that, I got offered a new job, and they heard about it, so they offered me a bonus to stay. So I got my severance. I got that bonus. I got all my payouts. So I got a lot. I got a
Wow.
lot
What'd you
of
spend
monies.
it on?
Investments.
Wow.
Nothing fun.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's just investments.
Investments. Wow. Crypto?
Crypto.
Sick.
I'm not doing well.
Oh no. Is that tanked? Is the whole market tanked? Is crypto still a thing? I don't know.
Still a thing, yeah.
Yeah. Are people still?
People are still doing.
Yeah.
There was one. I don't know. Steve was telling me one of his friends just made like $750,000 on something. Something exploded, but
Really?
it's too much to worry about. I can't.
Yeah. That seems
I make
a little
like very safe investments, so it's just like
good
boring.
for you. Good for
I
you.
don't have the heart for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Me either. What kind of investments are you into? Stuff that just tracks the market. I think it's important to talk about. That's what I'm into.
Yeah.
ETFs that track the market.
That's
Very
pretty much
boring.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very boring, but you know what? You just keep putting money in there on a recurring basis, and you tap into the eighth wonder of the world, which is compounding interest.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. People don't really, think about it too much. All right, anyway,
Yeah, that's getting boring.
that's getting
Investments,
boring.
right?
Investments, who cares about that?
Yep.
It's just numbers on a screen, bro.
It's all made up.
Money's not even real. It's just a social construct to keep us
Now
all
we get to our third conspiracy
subdued.
theory of this podcast.
Yes. What else we got in the junk drawer? Let's clean out the junk drawer a little bit because we had a couple like random topics that we
Alright.
wanted to talk about.
We
Oh,
had so many.
threads.
Oh, yeah, threads.
Threads is new.
Sorry. I'm checking things off my list. Yeah.
This is a deep
This
list
is
that we're
a-
going.
this is, yeah.
We had to get this off the plate before Catherine's vacation. So this stuff isn't just rumbling around in her brain. All
Right,
this
right,
stuff
right.
in the junk drawer.
Yes.
Threads.
Threads.
It's brand new.
Yes.
I had to Google what is Threads, like the first couple days, because I saw some people posting about it. And I'm like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
So I felt like such a boomer when I had to Google what is
Exactly.
Threads,
Yes.
new
So,
social media.
For the people who don't know, Instagram is owned by Facebook, and they're both owned by something called Meta or whatever. They rebranded themselves to Meta as the metaverse or whatever.
Yeah.
They didn't have an answer for Twitter, so they started their own version of Twitter that is called Threads.
Yes.
And when they launched it, it was kind of like a surprise launch. It felt like.
Yeah.
They launched it, and it was like the stats were insane. It was like the most downloaded app. It was huge. It had this amazing growth, and as when anything else explodes, it immediately crashes and dies. So it like had this insane growth, and now it's like falling off so hard, and it's really not.
Is it
not
really? It's
catching
falling
on.
off?
Yeah, it's falling off.
Yeah?
Pretty good. Yeah. Because there is already Twitter, and people don't care about like, oh well, this product isn't owned by the Instagram that I use. Like, who cares? No one cares about that.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it was supposed to address all the things that Twitter lacked, but I feel like Twitter users haven't really complained about things lacking that much anyway. So it really hasn't. But expanding upon that, it has caused Twitter to rebrand itself as X. The X.
Degeneration X, like X-Pac and Road Dogg.
Yes.
I forget what their tagline was, but
Google it. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, what should we get on that? Should we get on Threads? Is it something that's like, so the thing that is pretty cool about it is we've put a lot of work into our Instagram account, and all your followers transfer over if they have a Threads account.
Right.
Correct?
Correct. But then you can't delete your Threads account without also deleting your Instagram
Well, why
account.
would you need to delete it? I've heard a lot
say
of,
something salacious on there and you get canceled. I'm not sure.
you can't just delete like a post? Posts aren't deletable?
That I'm sure is. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, we've always pretty much just been on all the platforms, you know? And the thing I don't understand about it is like Twitter I thought was like just supposed to be like text based.
Yes.
You know? But then I
Mostly
see
meme based. Yeah.
or meme based.
Yeah.
Threads, I don't understand what's really the difference between that and Instagram.
Yeah.
know?
I'm not, yeah.
Because like you can still post pictures and videos, right? On Threads.
From what I haven't joined it, so I'm not entirely sure. But from what I understand, it is like exactly like Twitter. You can still post. You can
Yeah.
post
Very interesting.
pictures, memes, videos.
I think that we should probably look into getting on there just to,
Try it out.
just try it out, stay ahead of it, and maybe
I don't think it's just tanking though. I don't.
it's
I mean,
maybe
we might-
yeah, we don't want to go down with the ship.
I mean, I guess there's no harm in going down with the ship, but it seems like, from what I've read, it is like it had this really
Meteoric
sharp,
rise.
Yeah, sharp incline and then sharp decline.
Very
So,
interesting.
Yeah. But Twitter rebranded itself. Good for them.
Do you think it is good for them
I don't know.
as a branding move? I think that that's like,
I don't know. I would love to hear what their reasoning was, like why they decided to change their name. That seems like exactly what you wouldn't want to do.
yeah.
But they changed everything, and they stole the handle from some guy.
And we got into it a little bit. Do you think that they should have stolen that? So the handle, just X, was
It was
taken
some
by somebody.
photographer. It was
Yeah.
just somebody who's had that handle since 2007. It was a photographer, and they just stole it from him and said, "Can't have this anymore. We have it now. You got to rename yourself." And I think that that's so wrong because Twitter has a long history, and as do many social medias, of not helping brands get their handles. Like huge companies have had to pay a ton of money to individuals to get their handles.
Yeah.
For example, one company that we work for is ProWood. We love ProWood.
Yeah.
I just say we work for them. We don't work for them. We work for Premiere. We work
Yeah.
with them. We love them.
We
They're-
use their products
We use their products
because we're pros.
because we're not amateurs, so we obviously use
Yeah.
ProWood. But anyway, their handle on Instagram is ProWood Lumber because they couldn't get just ProWood. And it's like if you're gonna penalize all these companies who like Home Depot should have at Home Depot.
Should they?
You
I don't know. Yeah.
So if you're gonna make people pay, like use payouts and not help people like retain their brand name, and I'm sure that there's some sort of like copywriting around Home Depot where like you should say like
Like that's a trademark thing.
Yeah,
like
like, that's
nobody
their
should be
thing,
able to
yeah.
have that. Yeah.
So I feel like if you're going to make brands and people pay for that so they can have their own name or likeness in their handle, then X should have been paid. Whoever that photographer was, he should have gotten paid by Twitter to use their handle.
Yeah.
Are we turning this into a debate club? Because that is my debate, and I'll hand it over to you. What do you think?
I think that this is America, and it's a free market, and you can do whatever the heck you want. And as the owners of that platform, that individual doesn't have any rights over the platform itself. Like, they just, hey, you get to have this account for free, and you're just here using our service. But it's our service. We own it. You don't own any of this. You have no rights to it. We can take your name, you know?
So you are for dictatorships.
In that sense, like, it's just a website. Like, the website owners are like, hey, this is our name now. We're taking this handle back.
Yeah, but as like multi-billionaires, they can't throw them a couple shekels for their name.
Well,
Like, if they were like, we're taking your name and we're giving you $20,000 for it, I feel like
fair. Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
But for them to just be like, we're taking this and you get nothing, go rebrand yourself, I think is ridiculous.
I don't think they did
have the
that
money.
either. I think they just took it and it was like, I don't know, maybe he got some sort of memo in his inbox like, you are now nameless.
Yeah, you're a nobody now. I think that that's wrong. I think that that's like, what if somebody just came out and was like, you can't have Premier Outdoor anymore. You have to rebrand your entire business.
Like, if
Good luck.
Like, if Facebook was like, we're done with the name Facebook. We're calling this website Premier Outdoor Living.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, I don't know. I mean, this is your website, so okay, I guess.
That's what you would say? You wouldn't be upset about it at all? You wouldn't like scramble a little because your whole identity is built on the name of your business?
No, I would adapt to overcome and soar above.
Okay.
I don't know. It's
You did make
interesting.
a good point earlier that like this is probably the most publicity that photographer has ever gotten. So
Yeah,
maybe it's all going to work out for him in the end. But
go for him.
I think that if you're a $1 billion company, you can afford to throw some shekels to the guy whose name you stole.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see. I was never really into Twitter, but I feel like Twitter has like such a strong brand around it. Like, why would you rebrand that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't understand.
Don't know.
But yeah. Oh well. What are you gonna do?
All right, well, this transitions seamlessly into the next topic of when you do something wrong, you need to pay for it.
Yeah.
The golf ball incident of 2023.
Oh my God! How did we not talk about this yet? All right, Catherine, do you want to tell us this horribly traumatic story of what you went through yesterday?
Topical, yeah.
This is topical. I would really love some feedback on this episode because it's been all over the place and it really feels like we're cleaning out the junk drawer. But these were all things that like we're like, oh yeah, we wanted to talk about that a little. Yeah, we wanted to talk about that.
We gotta touch on that a little
We
bit.
got to talk about aliens a little bit and conspiracy theories, and now the golf ball incident of 2023.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay. So yesterday, I get home from work. I grab my dog and I take him. We're gonna go to Tractor Supply, as we do most days,
Most days you go to Tractor Supply.
most weeks.
Okay.
Anyway, we're driving. I'm driving next to a golf course, which I have driven by thousands of times.
Yeah.
It's a very normal route to take in our area. I'm just driving, minding my own business. Golf ball hits my rear windshield, smashes it. Absolutely smashed.
Smash.
Smashed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Glass is raining upon my back, the back of my car. I'm worried about my dog.
Mm-hmm.
And there are very nice men standing right there, and they're like, wow, did you hear that? What was that? That was crazy. It was definitely those golfers over there who just hit their ball. Wait right here. They're about to come over here. That's what I did. And I waited for the guys, and I was like, what's up, guys? Like, why?
Why'd you hit me?
What's happening? You're so bad at golf. You hit a car in the street, not on the golf course.
Yeah,
I
that's horrible.
pretty bad at golf.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was very nice, and I was like, hey, help.
You
Can you
hit my
do something
car.
about this?
Yeah.
And at first, they were not very helpful, and I don't think that they wanted to pay for it. And they're like, oh, we got to go to the golf course because they'll pay for it through their homeowner's insurance or something.
You're like,
Which
this
is what
isn't
they
a
kept
home.
saying. And I was like, I don't think that that's how this works.
No one lives here. There's no
lives here. This is
homeowner's
not a home.
insurance.
There's no home to own.
Yeah.
But eventually the golf course was like, no, you hit her. You have to pay for this.
Yeah.
So eventually the guy was like, all right, I'm going to pay for it. But while I was there, I happened to meet one of our next jobs because he happened to walk by me
Yeah.
in this moment with my car all smashed up. And it was pretty funny. But
Yeah, I saw you posted that your windshield back window was smashed out, and I was like, oh my God, what happened? And then you said it got hit with a golf ball, and I was like, oh my God. And then you were like, in other news, I just met this person that we're going to be working for coming up. And I was like, please tell me he was not the one that hit your car. Like, this is the most awkward way to meet someone. I don't know if you were freaking out on this person. They're like, oh, this is kind of awkward. But by the way, like, I know you're Catherine, right? You're screaming at me right now, but you're going to be working at my house. I'm really glad to hear that he was just a passerby in the parking lot
he was
as
a
you were going
passerby.
through this
Yeah.
situation.
He was very nice and very sympathetic. And I was not freaking out. I was very nice to these people, even though they were not being very nice to me. But I kept my cool.
You'll get your vengeance. Don't worry. I do believe that you will.
I really wasn't that mad. It was an accident. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
And
I
like,
agree.
what is the likelihood of a golf ball hitting your car, a moving object, hitting another moving object on a street that I've driven down thousands of times? It's pretty unlikely. So,
Yeah.
and it's been about a week already. So once like another bad thing happens, you're just like, gotta laugh it off. What are you gonna do? You know.
I guess so. Yeah. All right. Well,
So that was the golf balls.
incident of 2023.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have to pay for it.
What?
I don't think he should have to pay for it.
No.
No, it's an act of God. You take that risk owning
Force
a car.
majeure? You're gonna force majeure me?
What is that? Is that like
You're not
legal term
responsible. Yes, you're not responsible for things that are.
of the Lord's doing? What is it? Force majeure? Yeah. Force majeure.
Force majeure.
All right. Well,
Do you really think that? You really don't think he should have to pay?
I don't think so. I think you should have to pay him for messing up his round of golf. No, it's the honorable thing to do. Normally, I think when you hit stuff with a golf ball, which I've done a couple times, usually you just hear a thud and you're like, oh God, I hope it wasn't something, and you drive away and you hope nobody comes out. This one, he was probably like, well, he could probably see your car.
Yeah, he definitely could see my car.
Yeah, and then he definitely saw that you stopped, and he's like, "Oh God, no!"
Yeah. And at first they were trying. This like group of guys were like trying to,
So it wasn't
work
me.
their way out of the situation.
Yeah.
But then at the end he was like, "Yeah, it was the craziest thing. I saw the ball hit the cart path and then bounce. Or I saw the ball hit the cart path and then bounce into your car." And I was like, "Oh, so all the time you're trying to deny it, you guys really did see it, like,
Yeah.
and you knew it was happening."
It's a jerk move.
And technically, just so everyone knows, if you do hit something, the homeowner's insurance thing is if you hit a car, it goes back onto your homeowner's insurance. It can potentially. Yeah. So when I was talking to Pat about this, Pat was like, oh, that guy definitely just like Googled who's like, they were standing over like after they hit it, probably like Googling like who is responsible in this situation. They read homeowner's insurance and they thought, the club's homeowner's insurance. No. It's the golf ballers situation.
That doesn't seem to make much sense, but
I agree, but that's
Anyway.
generally what happens.
all right. Well, that's a good way to transition into our bad sales story, sponsored by Groundwork.
Oh yeah.
So we got so just to update everybody, we are going to be doing this segment every week, a bad sales story, and you can submit your own through. It's on our link tree.
It's on our link tree.
Yeah, so go to our Instagram profile, click on that link, and right there, it'll bring up a form where you can submit these stories, and
You can also just DM us if you would like.
yeah. So we did get this one from Rob McAllister. It does not have a business name associated with that, so if you want to shoot in your business name to get a shout out or a handle, let us know, and we will do that. But
Yes.
so here is the story, which I think is pretty awesome. They went out on a sales call to
Yes.
an apartment building from the landlord, the owner of this apartment complex. It was like a, I don't know, a couple houses or a couple apartments or whatever, and didn't meet with the property owner, the landlord. They went to the unit that
Yeah.
needed some repairs, and when they get there, They knock on the door, and who answers but a fully grown man in just his underpants.
Some tidy whities.
Some tidy whities. So they like go through the apartment, and it is like it's a complete hoarded mess. And the entire time, this man is showing, and it, to be noted, it seemed to be not his apartment, it was his mother's apartment.
Yes.
And he is the one that is showing him around the apartment, just acting like nothing is going on, and he's just in his underpants with no shirt on, whitey tighties,
Whitey tighties.
tighty whities, tighty whities,
Tidy whities.
and just acting like nothing is out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So I think that's an awesome story. I'm kind of mad that that's never happened. Well, I don't need that to happen to me, but like that's hilarious.
It's a good story to tell.
It's hilarious.
It's a good story to tell.
If you would have had groundwork, you would have gotten a video walkthrough of Mr. Underpants Man, and you would have been able to avoid going there on site and having that awkward interaction. So
Yes.
check out Groundwork. Great way to pre-qualify your clients and use code Hardworking Happy Hour 50.
Yes. For 50% off of your first 2 months.
There you go. Love that story.
It's a good story.
I want to start going out on more sales calls just to like get some more of these like good stories.
I thought you were going to say it makes you want to be weirder. Like, if
Oh, I could
someone
be the
goes,
underpants
"You could be
man."
the underpants guy.
Huh.
Something about
All right. Yeah. There you go. All right. What else? What else we got? What else we got for this week? Where are we at? How long have we been going here?
Do you want to guess? You haven't guessed in a while.
46.
51.
51. Oh my God. We're right up against our happy hour almost.
Yeah.
What else do we have? I know we had a couple other things on here. One of the things was rent versus buy equipment, but I think we should save that.
We'll save that because that's going to be a talker for a little bit.
That's definitely going to be a talker. It is something we've kind of gone through a lot of calculations on when is it worth it to buy that piece of equipment versus renting it, because we are renting some stuff coming up. So we'll cover that in a future episode.
Yes.
I think that is a good topic that a lot of people can relate to.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
What else we got? Do we got anything to round out this episode?
The last thing that I had was
What is it?
I was trying to phrase it. It's sort of some sort of like gauntlet situation. You have to choose the coldest day in winter, the hottest day in summer. Which one are you choosing to work?
I'm going hottest day of summer.
Yeah.
The heat doesn't bother me too much. I would rather be...
The heat never bothered him anyway.
Oh, that's like from Frozen. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like the Anna of the heat, I guess.
Elsa's the one that's...
Elsa.
She's the ice princess. Anna's just the sister.
I'm the heat princess. Yeah, I think I'm fine with the heat. The heat, it's like, it's hot, you know, it's kind of
Yeah.
stinks, but the cold, no, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm definitely picking the hottest day. And people always say, the argument is, you can always put on more layers, but you can't take off more layers.
Yeah.
Which, common misconception, you don't want to get nude out in the heat because the sun will burn you, and that's where you'll get really hot and you'll get sun poisoning. So
True, yeah.
you do want to cover up in the heat.
Yeah. And I feel like it's
Little
not,
trick there.
in the winter, you can put on a bunch of layers if you're just doing anything, but like you can't have like 4 pairs of gloves on when you're trying to use a circular saw. So there's like certain things that you can't
Yeah, that's
do.
true.
So I
Once you
also
get
choose
that
the heat.
chill in the body, it's hard to
God,
it's
it
hard to
does go.
shake
And
that chill.
remember you'd get so cold and your like face stopped working. So you're talking and it like feels weird.
Yeah,
and
you're
your
trying to do a
hands,
video
like,
and you're like, yeah,
yeah, you're like slurring your words a little. It's
yeah,
uncomfortable, and I hate having like cold hands.
yeah.
And there's a ton of like just everyday stuff that we do. You have to take your gloves off, so
yeah.
it's really cold and annoying, and I hate that. So I also choose heat, but the heat also
Heat
stinks.
butt?
I choose the heat butt.
I choose heat butt. I feel like I have a heat butt right now. There's definitely gonna be a sweat stain on this
It is.
chair.
Yeah, heat butt is something actually that happens a lot, and we notice in the videos.
It's an epidemic. Oh, yeah.
It is a sweaty, short situation.
Yeah.
At Premier Outdoor Living
All
recently.
right, well, it's getting off the rails. I think we
As
can
is
wrap.
this whole episode. I think we're good.
Yeah, let us know what you thought of this episode. I think we're good. I think we can wrap it up there, and you can. Well, it's not 4 o'clock. Well, I'll figure out something for you to do for the next 45 minutes till you can officially go on vacation.
Perfect.
Enjoy your vacation.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see this new, refreshed Catherine with a new zest for life and
Me
zest
too.
for
Yep.
decks and patios.
And we won't be missing any episodes because we are pre-recording this. So don't worry. No breaks in our posting schedule.
Enjoy. All right, well, till next time, this has been the hardworking. This is more like the hardworking monkey hour. This was insane.
This was a junk drawer. We will see you
Next
next
week.
week.
Bye.
Bye.